seconds. 30 seconds, huh? You got a timer on it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, action.
Welcome, everybody. I am your narrator, Bailiff, and I'm also the alliterative dope. I didn't write this. I'd like to introduce Sir Galahad, the prosecutor. Raise your hand. He is a buffoon who has no knowledge of actual law. Mr. Peck, raise your hand.
Howdy.
This is the defense attorney, straight man trying to save his client with a deep southern accent.
Yes, ma'am.
Lucy Latrine, the accused witch. The judge, a stern, by-the-book judge, although I think the glass of wine contradicts that. Witnesses, Farmer Brown.
Well, howdy.
Formerly known as Newt, the bumpkin farmer with no education. Gretel, Hansel's sister. Where's Gretel?
Nice pose.
She is a highly functioning hippie millennial. Dwarf, one of the 7 dwarfs. Grumpy, pretending to be Doc, feisty and quick to quit. Got that? Quick. All right, John Latrine.
Here I am.
That's my brother.
This is the evil stepbrother, good intention, but really stupid.
The other
Okay, audience, I'm going to give you 3 cues, and I'm going to tell you what to say when it's your cue, and I'm going to say like this, and then you're going to say it, all right? Okay, you're the jury in this case. So, our story continues in the courthouse in the pleasant town of Paso Robles, where the trial of the minute, not the trial of the day or the hour, is taking place. Judge.
Order in the court. This is case number 800085. I don't have my glasses on.
You might need it later.
Judge.
Oh, that's funny.
Anyone? Okay. Case number 80085. People versus Lucy, aka the witch, aka pagan sorceress, aka the bride of the devil. The charges that are being brought up today are that you are a witch and should burn at the stake. How do you plead?
Not guilty. I am no frickin' witch.
That part of the script, probably
My
not.
client is merely tired of all these false accusations, Your Honor.
Counselor, I advise you to keep your client under control. I will not have this be a kangaroo court. Galahad, you may present your first witness.
Prosecution would like to summon Gretel to the stand.
So, notorious Gretel, gregarious Gretel, gracefully guides, gloriously giving glimpse of great guilt. And that's why I'm the alliterative dope.
Gretel, dear, could you please regale the court with what happened to you a few years ago in the Black Forest?
You mean the forest of ethnic equality?
Yes, of course, that one.
Well, my cousin and I were in the forest looking for father. He left to get some lotto scratchers and malt liquor several years ago. And we thought that he got lost on the way home when she lured me and my cuz to her gingerbread house with the THC gummies.
THC?
And promised psychedelic coloring books. Next thing I know, she is trying to kill me and my cousin, trying to push us into her hot oven.
Mr. Peck, would you like to cross-examine?
Could you kindly explain to me, if you claim the witch gave you the gummies, how is it that there was no evidence of her fingerprints or DNA on that bag, but only that of yours and your cousin's?
Well, you could say Well, you could say he's not really my cousin, but more like a guy we met on Tinder, and then we had this hookup in a trailer park. And all right, the gummies were ours, but we were tripping out in the forest. That's not illegal, is it? Besides, she still lured me into her house by magic.
Actually, it is illegal. Aside from that, if you weren't lured to her house by the promise of drugs, could it have been that you were lured by the scent of her trying to remodel her gingerbread cottage?
So what if it was? French baked gingerbread smells good.
It does smell good, indeed. So good, in fact, that you and your cousin managed to eat most of her living room walls before assaulting my client as she was trying to mend and bake.
All right, already, I guess. So we got the munchies, something fierce, and started to beat her house. That's not a crime, is it?
Destruction of her property, that is very much a crime. I have no further questions.
The prosecution would like to call upon Doc.
Good correction there, Galahad. So, Dopey Dwarf darted directly daring dialogue of dirty deeds done dastardly. You can't have too much to drink if you're going to say that.
Bailiff, if you do that again, I will throw the book at you.
Doc, if I'm not mistaken, you and your 6 brothers witnessed the accused brutally murdering your dear friend, Snow White?
You're darn tootin' we did. Snow White was the fairest woman of them all. She had the voice of an angel and 1 million followers on Twitter. Snow White was loved by everyone. She was a vegan and would only eat the purest organic produce. One day she saw that witch offer her an apple, only it turned out to be poison. That bloodly witch poisoned Snow White.
Thank you for your testimony. Your witness.
For the record, your name is Doc, correct?
That is it. What's it to you?
So, what kind of doctor are you? Is your doctorate in medicine, chemistry? What about biology?
It's a doctorate in geology with a master's in anthropology of ancient civilization.
So you have absolutely no medical or scientific expertise on whether or not that apple was in fact poisoned. Your testimony amounts to less than hearsay on grounds of knowing the truth about the exact cause of death of your friend, Snow White.
I know what I saw. I saw it with my own eyes, and I know she's a witch.
Feisty response. It kind of reminds me of one of your brothers. Though, to be honest, he would be too stupid to appear here in court. Let me redirect for a second here. You said she was loved by all, but isn't it also true that she had twitchy thumbs when it came to that Twitter account of hers?
She has had moments where she was quick to quip, but she has admitted she was wrong when the facts were revealed. But none of that is reason for her to die.
You're right. Twice out of thousands of posts, she corrected her position. But she also had carried a lot of her own prejudices that were shared among your social circles. She had a temper too, Doc, or should I say, grumpy.
Ah, you caught me. The truth is that Doc knew what really happened to Snow White and he refused to testify. She did eat an apple that was given to her by the accused. And she happened to choke on it when she found out it wasn't organic. Hey, jury,
You're going to gasp.
Order in the court. Galahad, your last witness, if you would please.
I call upon humble and honest Farmer Brown.
A filthy farmer flopped feebly forward, facing farmer foe. That was aimed at me. You're the narrator, right?
Go ahead, Judge.
She did.
I did.
Now, Farmer
Galahad.
Brown, could you please tell the court today what the evil witch did to you?
Well, I was going to the market trying to trade my cow for some quick cash. The missus and I, we've been dying for a trip to Cabo. So we
when I ran into this witch, she offered me some beans. She said they were the kind of magic, and I tried to plant those beans, and next thing I know, my crops are dying. She came back a few days later, and she turned me into a newt.
A newt.
Well, that's what I said. She turned me into a newt.
Objection, Your Honor. Turned him into a freaking newt.
Well, I got better.
Objection sustained. Do you have any further questions, Galahad? Then, Mr. Peck, would you care to cross-examine?
Mr. Brown, how about we begin with that first accusation? You said you traded a cow for magic beans. How did my client describe them as magical?
Well, she didn't exactly say they were magical, but she did say they would grow no matter what. If that ain't magic, I don't know what is.
That does sound pretty wondrous. Not sure I would use the word magical, but I think there might be another explanation as to why they didn't grow. Paso Roblesville has been in a persistent drought for the past several years, hasn't it, Mr. Brown? Wouldn't that make it difficult for any crops to grow, even possibly magic ones?
Heck, what does watering plants have to do with anything growing?
So that explains why your crops were failing. How about we talk of that cow of yours? My client had traded your beans that could grow with even minimal care, something that took years to develop. She traded it to you for a cow, and then she came back and turned you into a newt.
Well, that's right. She costed me right in my own home.
That's right. She turned you into a newt when she did that, didn't she? So not long after you got better, you and a bunch of hooligans stormed into her house, dressed as a witch, and sought to have her burned at the stake before anyone could question your motives.
But she is a witch, so we burned her.
All right, crowd. Burn her.
Burn her!
I didn't say it. Burn her.
Burn her!
Order. I will have order in my court. Galahad, if that is the last of your witnesses, I will ask Mr. Peck to produce his witness.
I would like to call upon my client's brother, John, to the stand.
Could you please give your full name for the record? I'm not sure that's why that's a narrator's job. But
My name is John Latrine. You could call me John.
Latrine! Latrine!
Yeah, changed it from shithouse when we immigrated a decade ago. Judge.
I will ask you to watch your language in my courthouse.
You testify that you are my client's brother. Can you tell me something about your relationship with your sister?
On the record, my sister isn't a witch. She's a first-class bitch. All right. My sister is a good person who is being wronged by everyone because they just don't understand her.
Could you please explain to the court the truth about your sister?
My sister is a victim in all of this, Mr. Peck. She is blamed for so much, but none of this is her fault. Farmer Brown promised that the cow was Wagyu rated for those beans. Then she discovered it was nothing more than a milk-bearing steer. Of course, she turned him into a newt for cheating her. It was very expensive to make those magic beans.
I think you are a bit off topic. Please explain your sister's character and how she was bullied.
Gosh, don't get me started on that Snow White. She bullied my sister constantly on Twitter, always making snide, snarky remarks and insults. My sister had to stop her since Twitter refused to censor her tweets and her rabble. She hexed that apple so that Snow White would choke on it.
Your Honor, could we adjourn this hearing until tomorrow so that I may redirect my witness?
And those two stoners who were eating her house, she tried to sacrifice them for her spring solstice ritual. Oh my God, my sister is a witch.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what is your verdict?
Jury.
Guilty! Guilty! Burn her!
I didn't say. He's saying burner.
And I find the defendant guilty.
Lucy.
It's a fair cop.
Get the wheelbarrow.
And that is the end.
Fire!
Encore.
Fire!
Kick out.
Sing a song, do the dance.
Wait, Joy, does everybody have their little tags on here?
Yes.
Put your
Everybody's got their tags?
Hurry.
Yes.
Oh!
Ding dong, which is dead.
Woo! Wow!
And here's two.
Yay! Here's the spring.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, you guys. Wow.
There goes the start.
Wow.